Warriors, well, I had to stop. I'm on vacation with my kids up north. I look like a mountain man. Well, I always look like a mountain man, but we're actually in the mountains. And so I wanted to stop and do this video. And I wanted to tie some stuff together because a lot of you have said to me, when I share with my family members around Bitcoin, around cryptocurrencies, they look at me like I'm crazy. This is a video, hopefully, by me connecting the dots, date by date, story by story. You could send this to your family members, and they would maybe have an understanding of what's happening. Because this just isn't pie in the sky, warriors. You are moving to a blockchain. You are moving to the fourth industrial revolution and the quantum financial system. And I'll tell you what, the Vatican just hit the signal for the Great Reset. So I'm going to show you some videos. Now, it's going to be a longer video, as I said. If you're a warrior, you're going to make it all the way through. Economics are very, very boring. Not to me. I love studying economics. I've been studying economics at a deep level for 9 years, ever since I was sitting in executive banking school, CBA, executive banking school, when I started to question the banking system and where did the money come from and how did this monetary system work. I went into banking during the crash, during the housing crash in 2008, and I left banking during one of the, it was interesting. It was as things were really starting to look up for our economy as I left banking, something didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right. And so I kept studying. And now here I am teaching warriors all over the world how to think differently, how to protect their family, protect their mind, and most of all, build generational wealth and take their family's wealth and turn it into generational wealth in the biggest shift in generational wealth and the Great Reset. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, this has been planned out for a long time. The car was about to crash, and so I'm going to take you through a series of videos, okay, make it all the way till the end, because the last video right before the end is going to be the most important. Now, you're going to challenge yourself. Why this is for my videos? I do long videos because I'm teaching you how to fish. I'm teaching you how to move your attention span away from the 99% that have a 5-second attention span like goldfish, squirrel, right? And I'm trying to keep you focused right here with me, because if you can make it through this whole video, you can teach yourself how to make generational wealth. And you can do things like I'm doing. I'm up here with my family, up in the woods, having a great time, enjoying ourselves, right? So there's nothing to fear but fear itself. The only thing I fear is God. That's what I tell you guys. I have zero fear but God. That's why I'm getting this information out to you guys, to help you make informed decisions, bring the money back to the people. And that's what they say they're trying to do, okay? So we're going to watch this first video. This is from the Global Financial and Monetary System in 2030. So this is from your World Economic Forum. So we're going to watch this video first, and then we'll go step by step through a series of videos.
Financial services is about safe and efficient payments, facilitating money going from saving into lending and investment, but also to facilitate, manage, and channel risks.
The world of financial infrastructures has changed tremendously. The embracement of cloud technology, the embracement of artificial intelligence to do even more with the data that we have is already taking place at rapid speed.
The global financial system is undergoing a profound transformation, driven by regulatory change, monetary policy, technological change, and shifts in customer habits and needs. This opens up a set of opportunities and challenges.
The real challenge is not technology as such, it's the change in business models. The regulation cannot keep up with the rapid pace of innovation.
Banks at the same time face an economic environment which is very different than pre-crisis.
We found that the other period, which looks mostly like our current period.
Did she say pre-crisis? This was 2018. Let me rewind that. I didn't catch that. Hold on one second. This is 2018. What did she just say?
We found that the other period,
hold on one second,
which is very different than pre-crisis.
We found
this is 2018. Hold on a second. Hold on, warriors. Let's back that up a bit. This is 2018 World Economic Forum.
At the same time, face an economic environment which is very different than pre-crisis.
We found that the other period, which looks mostly like our current period, is the period around the Great Depression. So it's important to ask oneself, how long are interest rates going to stay low?
Because then you get low interest rates, not just for short maturities, but also for medium and long maturities. It really undermines the business model of banks.
They need to get their costs down. So the banks are automating the back end, which reduces mistakes. They're offering more self-service opportunities to the clients, and at the same time exploring the ability for you to buy online.
Inclusive finance is a must, and innovation will help the customer to access financial services in a different way.
I think we're going to see more fragmented financial service industry in the future, more tech firms going into financial services.
We're seeing new players in everything from payments to wealth advisory to trade finance.
Those that can provide the best service and experience to the ultimate client should be the winners.
The public sector has to think about whether they need to sort of upgrade their offer to society.
But I wonder if we have a clear enough framework for the clients to understand how safe their data is and how safe their wealth is in different environments.
In our Global Financial Council, we have practitioners, regulators, academia, central banks. So it's a think tank that can really work in an unconstrained environment together.
We have further developed these views into a report.
So I'll keep moving. So faster payments, cross-border payments, electronics. We are moving, warriors. You're not going to stop this freight train. So that was in 2018. I didn't even catch what she said. I watched that video a million times. Okay, so now here's Donald Trump, our president. This is in 2017. This is when the narrative started. The word started being used, even playing field, even monetary system, okay?
Representatives of China, I believe that will all work out very well for everybody. China, Japan, the United States, and everybody in the region. As far as the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field. Because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things. And we will be on that field, and we will all be working very hard to do great for our country. But it has to be fair, and we will make it fair. I think the United States is going to be an even bigger player than it is right now by a lot. When it comes to trade, a lot of that will have to do with our tax policy, which you'll be seeing in the not too distant future.
So he signals even playing field. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit here. This was just not too long ago. This is the Canadian Prime Minister.
Fundamental gaps and inequities within our societies and between them. As with climate change, those who have the least are impacted the most. That's why last spring, Canada worked with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Secretary General Antonio Guterres to convene a high-level meeting to discuss how leaders around the world could work together to close these gaps and build a better, more equitable system that works for everyone. In May, we agreed to look at 6 urgent areas of action to mobilize financing for the response and the recovery. Over the course of the summer, our 6 working groups produced over 250 policy options. On September 8th, finance ministers gathered to discuss these options and the recommendations for the short, medium, and long term. The most promising ideas will be taken up within existing IMF and World Bank processes, as well as at the G7 and G20 leaders summits later in the fall.
Shows you how important the IMF and World Bank is. Even playing field, he said it. All right, here we go. So BlackRock, you got to stay till the video that's about to come up, warriors. This is the key video that's coming up that's about to change everything. And right now, I'm telling you, in my perception, I'm not a technical analysis guy. I believe from this moment on, Bitcoin is going to skyrocket, and then the altcoins are coming. And that's what I teach my warriors to invest in. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice. I show my own journey. So BlackRock Rider, so what they do is they signal this, and then the narrative starts coming out on the news, predictive programming, so you start hearing this. BlackRock Rider says Bitcoin can replace gold to a large extent, and crypto. Do you know BlackRock? It's one of the biggest investment companies in the world. To a large extent, crypto is here to stay. This was on November 20th, okay? Then we go here. Now CNBC. Will digital payments replace cash in the U.S.? The narrative's here. This is December 2nd. Let's just watch a short part of this video, and then we'll keep the narrative going. Then you're going to want to watch the next video, and I'm going to show you the signals that are coming up right now.
But in a socially distant world where payment is as easy as...
Key. Social distance world. Key. Payments. Do you see that beginning right there? Watch the narrative. Watch the narrative. Watch.
Is king. But in a socially distant world where payment is as easy as...
Boom. Buy.
Does cash still hold the same value?
Cash is still relevant, but cash is no longer king. Although people in this country and around the world do continue to use cash to purchase things every day, that is decreasing.
Electronic payments have cannibalized checks. Card payments have grown, but cash has remained king. 2/3 of transactions under $10 are done in cash.
Keep watching.
Although data surrounding COVID's impact on cash has yet to be reported, the pandemic is expected to cause a drastic decline in cash usage due to the risk of contamination. The unprecedented surge in the demand for contactless payment has also shown outstanding performances from major companies offering cashless payment methods like Apple, Square, and PayPal.
You're seeing digital payments in this crisis move from being a nice-to-have capability to a must-have essential service.
Whether it is credit or debit or prepaid cards or peer-to-peer services like PayPal or Venmo or others, we're seeing a corresponding increase in digital transactions as we're seeing a decrease in the use of cash.
So could COVID signal the end of cash in the United States? And can the U.S. really function without physical currency?
Okay, they're getting you ready for it. Okay, let's go. Before I show you the video, I'm going to show you a couple more, okay? JP Morgan says gold will suffer years because of Bitcoin. December 9th, you're seeing these articles nonstop. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. PayPal bought up 70% of the Bitcoin supply. You can buy and sell trade Bitcoin on your PayPal account. Morgan Stanley strategist, Bitcoin rising to replace the US dollar as world currency. That was 16 hours ago. The narrative is getting very, very thick. Okay, now let's watch this video. Now the Vatican, the Pope calls for the Great Reset. It is game time, Warriors. Here we go.
Council for Inclusive Capitalism announcing a new partnership between the Pope, the Vatican, and business.
And keyword, look at this lady's last name and who she's connected to.
Business leaders across the globe. It follows a meeting just over a year ago in which the Pope Francis called for the urgent need for an economic system that is fair, trustworthy, and capable of addressing the most profound challenges facing humanity. Executives are now committing to the Council's pledge to create a more sustainable and equitable system. They include Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan, Johnson & Johnson CEO Alex Gorsky, CalPERS CEO Marcy Frost, and Merck CEO Ken Frazier. And joining
Bank of America, Merck, Johnson & Johnson. Warren Buffett took almost all his money out of bank stocks, increased his position 10% in Bank of America. I'm teaching you how to fish, Warriors.
Yes, right now is the founder of that council, Lynn Forster de Rothschild. Lynn, good morning to you. You are the brain.
Catch your last name.
Brainchild of this idea, and I'm curious if you could even just tell us how you convinced the Vatican and the Pope to embrace capitalism. I went back and I've looked at some of the encyclicals, as you know. 5 years ago, the Pope said that capitalism was the dung of the devil. What did you do to get the Vatican on board?
Well, the Vatican has asked for concrete actions to benefit all people. And in his encyclical in 2020, the Fratelli Tutti, he talked about reconciling the world of finance and the world of work. And that is what we are doing. Pope Francis doesn't point an accusatory finger at wealth creation and capitalism, but what he wants is for the creation of wealth to aid and not destroy the planet and the people on it. So we are responding to his call to reform capitalism, to make it inclusive, to make it sustainable, to make it trusted as well as dynamic.
So, there are people who will invariably be skeptical of, and there are skeptics of the ESG movement. I would argue this is
keyword ESG movement. I'm going to show you what that is. That's why he brought that up.
Is another step in the direction of the ESG movement. But what does this partnership look like, and what do these pledges by companies look like?
So that's a great question, Andrew, and we understand the skepticism, and we are not another group of people who meet once and are done. We have 230 specific commitments that our guardians have made to inclusive capitalism that are on our website today at inclusivecapitalism.com.
But more importantly than what our 23 guardians are committing to is the fact that we are asking all businesses, large and small, to go to the website, agree to our principles, and then make their own commitments. We're not...
Okay, let's go through these. You got Ford, Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, Capier's, Merck. You got the Rothschilds, Inclusive Capitalism Partner founder. She's running it. Taya, CEO, and then Salesforce CEO.
Descriptive in terms of what is inclusive capitalism. But what we do believe is that it's important, if we're going to have true system change, for everyone to do what they can, to think about what the Holy Father said in the Laudato Si in 2015, when he asked us to listen to the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. That's not a religious imperative, that's a moral imperative.
So I'll tell you what, guys, I agree with the Green Deal in regards to if it's truly for the earth, if they're saying it's for the earth and it's for the people, inclusive, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. But you got to know there's a financial agenda to this. So I'm all about the earth and the people. I love the earth and the people. That's my whole thing. But I'm helping spread the wealth. So if that's what they want, I'm helping you become the uncommon 1%.
So here's a philosophical question for you.
Okay.
The philosophical question is, in the world of business and in the world of capitalism, there are going to be times, for example, where your company might be struggling and you might have to debate whether you are going to lay off workers or not pay out a dividend, for example. There are going to be times where there's going to be, questions about whether you should have a philanthropic arm or you shouldn't. Is this supposed to be philanthropy? How should business leaders think about this?
No, this is not philanthropy at all. What it is it's business putting profit in service of people and planet, but not taking away profit. There is no indication from the Holy Father that there should not be wealth creation. And in fact, in the document called Journeying Toward Our Common Home, it specifically talks about wealth creation that helps the planet, helps the world rather than hurts it. So of course there are balances, and that's why we have boards, and that's why we have managements, and that's why we want accountability. In the council, we have asset owners and asset managers who are making commitments to hold companies to account, not for a specific end goal of what they should do in the specific situation of their company, particularly if it's in any kind of distress, but how is the company responding to all...
So this goes all back to the Green Deal, Paris Agreement, and I'm going to show you exactly what ESG is. Okay, that's what he was talking about. The blockchain, the key to unlocking the full potential of ESG. Sustainability has sat at the heart for years of the World Economic Forum agenda in Davos, the including how to save the planet. Okay, sustainability has sat at the heart of years for World Economic Forum. Think about this: how to save the planet. Better businesses, environmental and social, ECGC responsibilities is viewed as the number of ways that corporations, some see it as a business strategies, others think it as a form of marketing spin, and others see it as a self-regulatory initiative. What we can all agree on, however, is ECGC now has become the key imperative and is here to stay. Despite the motives, despite what the motives people may think, they're just putting it out there. Despite what the motives may think, it's clear that ECG outcomes will have an impact on our society. The key to this is ensuring that we all have effective means to measure our progress. So how does that go into cryptocurrency? You have B-Chain, which actually is sustainability. It teaches companies and gives companies reporting clarity so they can be part of the Green Deal, the 2050 initiative, the 2030 initiative. By 2050, we'll be zero carbon. XRP is going to be the bridge currency for the world, in my opinion. XRP will be the rail that runs it across. Bitcoin will be the new store of value. Warriors, this is coming fast and furious. It's already here, Warriors. The narrative is here. It's all over the media now. And what's happening is you're looking this way at a pandemic as a whole narrative is happening this way. And that's why they call it the biggest shift in generational wealth. So I'm here to show you my exact portfolio as you navigate through the financial system. As we navigate from the industrial to the technical age, I show you my exact portfolio, exactly what we're doing. You can join my Warrior Academy, a group of over 200 warriors, 9 different countries, where we come together as one common goal to bring the money back to the people. Just like they're doing, we're doing the exact same people. So if you want to join my academy, click the link down below. First, you can join the free Facebook group if you'd like to get know, like, and trust us. But if you're ready to jump right in and get started by tomorrow, click the link down below, 90% off. I'm going to show you my exact portfolio. We do a crypto call every single week. I show you exactly what I'm doing. Not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice, but I show you what I'm doing. We show you new projects coming up. Every time my portfolio updates, I send it out to the groups. We work out live together. We do your nutrition, mindset coaching, subconscious mind programming around money. It's a comprehensive program to help you navigate the future. You know what I always say? Warriors, rise.